How's it going, everyone? It's me, Hokyoku, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over team comp guides for Alhaitham. Now, I have quite a few good team comp ideas for him, as well as some tips and tricks that I'm going to give to you all when choosing team comp for Alhaitham. So as you know from my Alhaitham build guide, Alhaitham is going to be a Dendro main DPS character, very similar to how Keqing plays, but he's basically just Dendro, so we're going to be using Keqing as my stand-in for Alhaitham for this video. So the first team comp, and what a lot of people are actually going to use Alhaitham for, is a spread main DPS, and now that really works well if you are running him in a 2 Dendro 2 Electro team comp, is what I would recommend for that. If you have Nahida, that's very good. Alternatively, you can use like Dendro Traveler, works nice on here. Tighnari actually works pretty nice with this, considering that Alhaitham is going to have plenty of Dendro application himself to be getting the spread damage. Characters like Raiden Shogun can work really well here. Fischl works really well here. Basically, you just want to have a off-field Electro sub DPS to be able to trigger, aggravate, and spread very reliably. And then Kuki Shinobu works really nicely as a healer in the slot. Alternatively, you can actually swap out Kuki Shinobu for a Yao Yao when she comes out, because she is a Dendro healer, and that can actually rotate with a good amount of spread and Dendro application itself as well. Where this team comp is going to shine is more so for Alhaitham's personal damage numbers, because you can get a lot of extra damage added to your auto attacks, charge attacks, and whatnot with Alhaitham, and that's going to be very good for his personal damage. The next team comps that I would recommend are going to be Hyperbloom team comps, and it's basically the same except you're swapping out probably one of your other Dendro characters for a Hydro character. The reason behind this is because you need a Hydro character to be able to apply Hydro and actually be able to create like bloom cores and then do like hyper bloom reaction, and that'll get you a lot of hyper bloom damage. Kuki Shinobu works really nicely for this because she's going to be probably the one triggering stuff. Alternatively, you can actually swap out your Electro sub DPS for another like Hydro sub DPS, and you pretty much can run this like this. Or what you can do is you can swap out Kuki Shinobu for like a Barbara or a Kokomi, something like that, while keeping like a Hydro sub DPS, just so you have enough Hydro application, and that's also going to be pretty good along with a Electro sub DPS. This next team comp for Alhaitham is going to actually be a Burgeon team comp. Pretty much what you're doing with this is whenever you have Yelan up, you are going to be able to do like Burgeon reactions and that kind of stuff. So with Yelan creating Hydro cores, you are going to be able to use your like Pyro sub DPS, or you can actually use like a Pyro like main DPS or like burst support like D-Luke to actually like trigger the Burgeon reactions. Or Kali can actually work pretty nicely for that as well, triggering Burgeon reactions whenever you have enough cores on the field that you've created and want to actually trigger this effect. And then we've got Bennett in here, but you could also swap out for like a Kokomi or a Barbara, and that's pretty much going to get you a little bit more Hydro application, so your Pyro sub DPS like a Xiangling can actually trigger those Burgeon cores quite reliably. This team, I think, is probably going to be one of the better Burgeon teams going forward into the game. The thing about this is that you want to run a little bit more Elemental Mastery on like your Pyro sub DPS, because that's going to be actually what's triggering the reactions, versus Alhaitham, who is not really going to be triggering those reactions specifically. But the last team comp that I'm going to talk about is going to be a Burn team comp with Alhaitham. And now, Burn with Alhaitham is actually going to be something that is going to be pretty potent. The reasoning behind this is because Alhaitham, being a Dendro character, he can actually apply Dendro pretty reliably, and he uses his Elemental Mastery when doing burning reactions. So running high Elemental Mastery on him is going to be very beneficial. All you pretty much want for the rest of your team comp is going to be a little bit more Dendro stuff from like Nahida. Nahida's burst works very well for increasing like Alhaitham's Elemental Mastery, which increases his damage. A Pyro sub DPS is going to be very nice because you can basically keep a good amount of Pyro applied to enemies. And then Bennett works very nicely because he boosts like your attack and that kind of stuff. So pretty much you just want to have like 2 Pyro, 2 Dendro. That's going to be very good all around Burn team comp. And then also one other team comp that I forgot to mention is going to be a Bloom team comp, and this is going to utilize Nailu. I don't really have Nailu, so we're just using Barbara as a placeholder for the moment. But with Alhaitham being a driver for this team, he's going to work pretty nicely. You can use like Nahida, something like that on here. pretty much you just want to have good like Hydro application. Honestly, I would recommend using like a Yao, which is what the Dendro Traveler is standing in right here for, or you can use like a Kokomi. Basically, you just want to have enough Hydro application, considering that you're going to have plenty of Dendro application with Alhaitham as the main driver. That is going to be basically it for my Alhaitham Teamcomps guide. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and also remember to leave a comment down in the comment section below, because I will be responding to quite a few of them if you have any questions about specific characters and how they work with Alhaitham and whatnot. And also, it would really help me out if you would follow my Twitch, which is also linked in the description below. I basically stream Genshin Impact as well as some other games over there, so if you want to chat with me one-on-one, you can head over there and catch me live. But anyway, it's been me, Hokiyoku. I'll catch you all next time. Farewell.